Number 10. Arkanoid. Arkanoid, released by Taito in 1987, was a smash hit for the NES. While it never had an arcade release, its appeal was instantaneous. It had its own unique controller that you hadn't seen since the Atari 2600 days, and you could upgrade your paddle with lasers and magnetic multi-balls to take out the multicolored tiles up at the top. There was even an end boss if you were good enough. Number 9. Chubby Cherub. Now, I know many of you are thinking, how did this abomination make it on the list, but honestly, Chubby Cherub is a really good game. You play as a cherub, and your only goal is to eat lots of snacks and make sure your tummy's filled or you lose your powers of flight. Ooh, look at all the cute doggies, but beware, they're not cute at all. They're your enemy, and if their barks hit you, they'll knock you out of the sky and send you to a not-so-sugary-sweet demise. Number 8. Stinger. Stinger, released by Konami in 1987, is a very weird and eccentric shoot-'em-up to say the least. You start out as your scientist friend is being captured by aliens, and you fly off in your spaceship with boxing gloves fighting all these crazy aliens from another planet. From coat hangers to popsicles and end bosses like watermelons, this game is definitely a one-of-a-kind. Number 7. Silkworm. Silkworm, released in 1990 by American Sammy Corporation, which is the strangest name for a video game development company I've ever heard of in my life, is a 1 to 2 player co-op game in which you can either play as a helicopter or a jeep, each with having its own different advantages and disadvantages, being able to upgrade its primary weapon to a diagonal shot and a power-up shot. The co-op mode is especially fun as you can really blast through the side-scrolling levels, and there's interesting mechanic levels and end bosses. This is a game that's not to be missed. Number 6. Werewolf, The Last Warrior. Have you ever played Altered Beast for the Sega Genesis? Well, this is pretty much that amped up to the next level. You start off as this humanoid character, and you have a rage meter that builds up as you're fighting enemies trying to get back your stolen girlfriend who was stolen by a wizard. Once your rage meter builds up enough, you turn into a werewolf with all these amazing powers, and you can even drive around in a tank. The game is rock and heavy metal music, and it's just awesome. Definitely check this one out, because after all, werewolves are Americans too, fighting for their right to bark at the moon. Number 5. Stanley and the Search for Dr. Livingstone. Produced by Electro Brain in 1991, this is definitely one of the more interesting titles I've ever seen on the NES. You start off as Stanley, who works at a newspaper firm trying to find Dr. Livingstone. You travel through the islands to different towns and villages, and even have a little backpack helicopter that helps you traverse certain obstacles. It plays kind of like Link 2, sort of like an RPG, and be careful when you find Dr. Livingstone, he might get a little ahead of himself. Number 4. Micro Machines. Produced by Comerica in 1991, this played off of the toy line's success. And the video game is fantastic, one of my favorites. You can play as different little battling vehicles, boats that go around and race in your bathtub, or just regular sports cars racing on everyday objects. Absolutely fantastic. Number 3. MC Kids. Developed by Virgin Games, and obviously a corporate cash-in on McDonald's on the success of the Nintendo, this is actually one of the most unexpected games to make the list. You start off meeting Ronald McDonald at McDonaldland looking like he's asking you to peddle some drugs, and you have to go through each of the different stages meeting Grimace, Birdie, and the Hamburglar. You have to find different M cards in each world in order to progress to the end of the stage and move on to the next character. This plays a lot like Super Mario World and is actually way ahead of its time with all the different ingenious ways to traverse the levels, and is just super creative with lots of different and varied worlds. It seems like a terrible game, but trust me, this one's awesome. Number 2. Gunsmoke, or Gun.Smoke. Released by Capcom in 1985, this is as basic as an old western tale as you can get. You're the new sheriff in town, tasked with keeping the peace and getting rid of One-Eyed Bart and ninjas in the Old West. Who knew? You go through each of the towns collecting different power-ups with your 2 sidearm pistols, but you can get upgrades from different vendors along your journey, from a spread-shot, Contra-like shotgun to getting your old horseback that gives you extra life points. Don't worry about slaughtering Native Americans, no need to be politically correct here. And the end bosses are really great, with different bosses that throw boomerangs and have all types of different power-ups and powers. This is an all-time NES classic that you have to pick up. Number 1. Dragon Spirit, The New Legend. Produced by Bandai in 1987, this is a shoot-'em-up like nothing you've ever seen. It plays like an RPG and is absolutely fantastic. You're told that Galda is attacking the Earth and sapping it of its magic and mana, so your character transforms into the legendary Blue Dragon. The dragon has different types of power-ups and can shoot lasers and even have little mini-dragons that'll fly on its sides to protect it. The boss battles are epic, the worlds are fantastic, and it's just one of the best games I've ever played on the NES. At the end, you find out that it was all just a dream, but a dream or not, this is a great game. So what do you guys think? Do you think I picked out some good underrated classics? Did you see some of your favorites on the list, or were there some that I missed out on? Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you do the Facebook or Twitter thing, follow me at #GameRetro. See you next time.